Hey there, guys. We've got news for Global on August 17th for the Premium Lightning banner. And this week, joining me to discuss the news is Lufenian. So you can say hello.
Hey guys. Hey everybody.
So you wanted to
Good to be
join
here.
for the Lightning banner. So I'm guessing Final Fantasy 13 is a favorite game of yours.
It is. Final Fantasy 13 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Just it had a really big impact on me when it came out, and I've been one of the three fans that have stuck with it. I've been a fan of it since it came out.
Awesome, awesome. So we've got Wondrous Flash Lightning, Challenger of Fate Hope, and the Awakened Fang, who we're going to spend like 5 seconds on, and that's pretty much it. uh,
Yeah, apart from Lightning, there isn't too much to be excited about for this banner, I think.
mm-hmm. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Lightning's step up. We are getting a special vision card as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the thing to notice is right here, it takes 18 of the exchange tickets to get Lightning. So they have increased the prices on banners yet again. So if you're going for the Vision card, it costs 79,000 Lapis. Used to be 60K.
79,000. Um,
79,000. Yes, they have increased the price.
oh my, wow. That is that feels a little bit egregious, doesn't it?
It's pretty
To go from
extreme.
60,
Yeah.
to go from 60K to 79 is that's a hell of a jump.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you choose to skip the vision card step up, so you would lose all these little perks here. And if you go just for the regular step up, that's going to only cost you
Yeah.
72,000. So a little bit cheaper, still way more expensive, and you do lose the perks of going for the vision card and all the other stuff on the banner.
Yeah,
But technically it's cheaper. 72K is still a lot more than usual.
that is quite a bit of a jump in price. And I'm not even sure it's worth it. I mean, well, Lightning's worth it, obviously. Well, I think that's debatable, don't you think? But I did take a quick look at the news before we started, and the Vision card, it didn't look that inspiring.
Let's go
It
through it right here.
From what I can see, it has with a TDH, some evasion. It's got the flat stats, which are again locked to FFBE, which is that. I think that's one of the worst things about these global cards that we get is that they always tend to be FFBE locked.
Mm-hmm. And this is very
Which,
strange because it's on a Final Fantasy 13 banner. So you're pulling for a 13 unit for a vision card, and literally she can't even get the full benefit of the card. And on top of
yeah,
that, this card is pretty freaking bad too in comparison to other global cards. Before you compare it to JP cards, it's better than a JP card. But the card for a special perk on a banner is pretty low quality. It has no LB damage on it. This is LB fill rate. Fill rate, not damage. That's very fine print. You gotta notice that. Evasion is no big deal. 100 double hand. Like, why couldn't it have 100 true dual wield as well? Why did it have to be only double hand? The stats are locked to Brave
yeah.
Extras. It's got no bulk, and yeah, no killers, nothing, no resistances. This card is very underwhelming.
Feels like a bit of a joke because it's like you said, it's LB fill rate, not damage. Because I took a look at the card earlier. I glanced over it and I saw LB and thought, oh, it's LB damage, not too bad. But LB fill rate and 20% chance of evading physical attacks.
Mm-hmm. And it's
This feels very much like they didn't even try.
yeah, it's like just really, really bad. So I didn't really sit down and write down the exact total compilation of rewards going for the step up versus this. honestly speaking, it almost feels like it's just better to ignore the vision card entirely, because
Yeah.
right here you get three guaranteed Neos going a lap, but you get two guaranteed Neos on this, and these have well, they both have rate ups, but same guaranteed Neo, same pity ticket, same banner token. So the only thing you really get over here is the vision card and a red pearl. Like, who cares about the red pearl?
No one at this point. Red pearls are pretty common, but the card reminds me of that ancient meme where Gumi and Alan just hate Laswell. They hate him, and they hate him so much it extends to the vision cards they make about him.
It does seem that way. Like, I don't really understand the purpose of doing that, but yeah, it does really seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, Rain's got two global art vision cards. He has the one from ages ago with the Great Sword in Peril, which I skipped, which was not clever of me. It's a great card. And, then they've got the one from EX3 Elena, the new Elena. And that's the version of him, the Flaring Ether Rain. And that's the one that's got 100% TDH, True Deal Wield, and the flat stats, which that card's really good because it's unlocked to everybody. And, anybody from any series can use it, whereas this one is FFBE kind of locked, soft locked, was the best part of it. The stats are locked to FFBE series. Mm-hmm. So, but that's a criticism I have of all these cards, is that a lot of the best passives are locked to FFBE, which feels a bit of a slap in the face when some of the best units who can use the cards are not from FFBE itself. Like Golbez, X-Death, Onion Knight, and Genesis. They were a bit gimped when they were using the Demon S card. It was 200% of its TDH, and I think its chain cap as well were locked to FFBE. Mm-hmm. When the only FFBE unit who can use that card in its fully is Oliveira, and no one's using Oliveira. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I will mention as well, there is two different new kinds of tickets on this. Now you get these from both, so it's a little hard to see in the video, but right here on step 6 you get one of these special tickets, and you get you get 4 of them per lap on the normal step up. Now these are for this right here, so 15 of these, and you will get 15 of these if you go all the way to Pity for Lightning. You trade in 15 of these for one of these 5 units. You're going to get either Zac, Yuffie, Sakura, Angeal, or Ash as like a little bonus perk for going all the way to Pity. So it's okay, I guess.
Feels a bit random that they're giving us extra tickets, but as long as they're not taking anything from normal from the ban, like unit exchange tickets and things like that, then it's essentially a free random Neovision, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Zac's pretty good. He's got the upgraded leader skill this week. Mm-hmm. Yuffie is she's a premium unit. She's good by definition that she's a premium unit. She might not be up there with the modern DPS, but she's still pretty decent. And at EX2 she can pretty much solo item world now. But she gets LB fill, so her shift can first turn KO. Her shift LB can first turn KO pretty much all of item world. So. Sakura Dark Lineage, that feels like she's in there just for lightning support. Angeal is the one I can get behind because he's pretty much the best lightning breaker in the game at the moment. And Ash is always a decent tank. She's got her uses.
Yep, she's pretty good. And from this banner as well, so the purple coins that you normally use for unit fragments, crystals, etc. You can't trade those for fragments for premium units, but you can trade them for this new ticket over here. So NV Guaranteed EX Summon B. So 10 of these. This is basically the the 1/10 Neovisions tickets, but a new style, only available from the premium banner. I'm sorry, they actually might be on Hope's banner as well. I think it's only on Lightning's banner though. And these are cut off at Tyvis and earlier. So I'm sorry, and later. So any units before Tyvis are not included in this pool. So you're not going to be getting like Furion from this pool. You only get Tyvis and earlier. So Tyvis or later. I'm sorry, Tyvis and later in the release order. So again, nice little perk.
Yeah, and they're exchangeable from the purple coins. Yes, I'm looking.
Yes.
On the banner now, and there's 2 of them available from Hope's banner. So if you decide to pull for Hope, spoiler alert,
okay.
Advice: please don't pull for Hope. He is not that good.
Well, these are actually 2 different exchange shops and 2 different currencies. So yeah, the Hope currency is different. I actually should have brought up the news. Yeah, there's 2 different newses. There's the exchange shop for Lightning, which you can exchange these for the tokens or things like crystals, etc. The Hope banner exchange shop, because he's a non-premium, instead of these tickets, you're getting Hope's fragments from that banner. So if you decide to pull for Hope, and if you do decide to pull for Hope, as you'll notice, he has no perks at all, but his pity is the usual 10. So that would be 2. You need 5 laps. That'd be 4, 9. So his pity is 45,000. So, anyone that's going to pity Hope. Is anyone going to pity Hope, Lufenian?
I will not be pulling for Hope. I will hopefully get him when pulling for Lightning.
Okay.
So, sorry, Hope. I mean, he's a great character, I think, but 45,000 lapis is 45,000 lapis. I can't justify that.
Mm-hmm. So, Wondrous Flash Lightning is getting some global upgrades. If you did watch the live stream or the quick recap video I did recently, she's getting some decent upgrades. The 900% leader skill for in Clash of Wills only, for Rebellion, Clash of Wills Wind, and Clash of Wills Lightning. So what are your thoughts on this whole leader? Did you actually watch the live stream, Lufenian, so you know what I'm talking about?
I did. I watched it, and I was... when I watched it, I was very excited. Lightning is my favorite character. We're finally getting it. But then they revealed this leader skill, and my jaw kind of dropped a little, because they kind of souped up this leader skill to such a degree that it feels a little bit like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what is that? I'm not complaining about it, because obviously, my favorite units getting buffed, so on and so forth. But my immediate thought was, this reminds me of the Chinese version buffs, where they literally gave every unit they released ridiculous level buffs. I think I remember Solitary Patron Snow for the Chinese version, and he got like an extra 2,000 flat defense and spirit, and things, buffs that were just completely kind of crazy. But so, and I do think that this leader skill is a bit revealing, because 900 to Rebellion units and Clash of Wills support, Wind and Lightning, it makes me think that going forward, future leaders, future premium units such as Roka and Tyvus will have skills that kind of mirror this one, in that they will have evocation. Going forward, they'll introduce the evocation category, which is what Roka and Tyvus are. But also, obviously, Lightning has her own element, Lightning, buffed as well. But I think units like Roka will have Dark and Evocation category buffs, and possibly a sub-element like Ice or Earth or things like that. So I think they've definitely shown how they're going to handle premiums going forth.
It does. It does. It does seem that way. I would certainly not be surprised to see if they carry over this in the future and they start spreading out to more elements. For example, Tyvis will definitely be light. Roka will definitely be
Yeah.
dark. The new Roka is actually a dark unit, not an Earth unit. People might not realize that. But yeah, so other than that, she is getting some more modifier buffs in Clash of Wills for her LB. She's getting the passive
Yeah.
morale per turn like Rain has. So this is all overall pretty good for Lightning. Other than the
It's
fact that
amazing for
she's
her.
getting the cost increase, which is not as good.
Oh, definitely. That's but I think that's going to apply for every premium unit going forward. In terms of from Gumi's position, they are increasing the value of the units, so they increase the price, which is for players that sucks, but you can understand that they want to charge more for it.
I was personally considering going for Lightning, going to Pity for her and getting her for mostly for Dark Visions. I wasn't really expecting her to get a bunch of Clash of Wills buffs. Those are just a nice side effect. But after seeing that her Pity is between 72 to 79,000, depending on the way you do it, I think I'm gonna pass on her. I'll probably use tickets and hope to get at least one and stick her in the Shard Dungeon. But I don't think I'm going to go for her step up. I really don't. I just think it's too expensive.
It's expensive, and you know, a lot of free-to-play players will be put off by they'll be put off by the price increase. That's an extra 12 to 19,000 lapis, which is not something that you can just replace easily. Especially, for long-time players who have already finished the story, they've already done a lot of the trials, they already have the free lapis from the game. So it's not going to be easy to replace. An increase of 19,000 is very close to a third of the original cost.
Yeah, based on the exchange rates for my area, that's almost $100 extra on top of the normal price. And yeah, it's about, I think it's $98 per 18,000 in my zone. So yeah, it's it's ridiculously expensive, and that's an extra price on top of what premiums have been for the past 2 years. So
Yeah,
too much.
same for me. I think I'd have to check, but I think it's about £99 in the British pounds. It's about £99 for 18,000 lapis. The £12,000 lapis purchase with the 6,000 extra free, they call it. So it's like that. That would roughly translate to about 115, 20 US dollars, perhaps. Not too sure of the exchange rate, but it roughly works out at about $120, which is for a third of, if you bought the lapis outright, that's like $300. More about $350 for a unit.
Way too much. Way too much. But she will be strong. She's definitely going to be strong. She's going to be good in Clash of Wills. I'm sure she'll be good in Dark Visions. So people that do go for her either get lucky or go all the way to Pity, etc. She's a good unit. But for me, I think it's going to be tickets.
It is a lot. I mean, they are ensuring that every premium going forward will be worth having. All premiums are pretty good by definition. They've got the Omni Killer, they've got the high LB damage, and units like Lightning going forward, they have a built-in Reagan STMR. Reagan's STMR, for those who don't know, it's a materia that gives you an automatic 5-turn, 50 times mod LB buff. And Lightning has one built into her kit, but hers is 100 times for the first 5 turns.
It's pretty good. And then we have...
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, that it's kind of built in, and that I think a lot of the premiums going forward do have that. I'm pretty certain that Ramsey and Locke have it,
Uh,
but I'd have to check their kit.
yeah, the premiums all have that ever since Titus, I think. No, not Titus. But basically, all premiums have that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Hope, Challenger of Fate, Hope. So you said you're hoping to get him. So why do you want Hope? Do you want Hope just for because he's from the game, or do you want him for like an actual team you have in mind?
A bit of both. I do like Hope as a character. And he's from my favorite game, so it'd be nice to have him for like collector value, essentially. But as an actual unit, Hope is that +1, kind of Lightning's the main attraction of the banner, and Hope's just there. I don't remember much of his kit, but I remember that he is like an Earth Element DPS and Earth Element support, which is a bit ironic considering he has Alexander.
Yeah, he's basically the Earth version of Ellie, which means he's an Imperil field that just deals garbage damage. I mean, it's just true, and that's basically all he does. Really, is he just deals really low damage and has an Earth Imperil field. He's just exactly like you said. He is the +1 for this week.
Wait, he has an Earth field?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 50% Earth Imperil, I believe.
Oh. I did not realize he had that. I didn't even know he had an Earth field. I just knew he brought some Earth Imperils.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing he has is the Earth field.
Oh, Gumi do hate Hope. Well, Gumi and Alan both hate him because Vanille, who comes out in, well, they haven't confirmed it, but Vanille, who is on banner with Staz following this, she has a 40% Earth Imperil field as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of released a unit only to completely wash it later, and wash it out later with a different unit.
Exactly, and his STMR and TMR are pretty much just very, very classic, same as always. And then Graceful Champion thing is a Neovision Awakened who she's a Dragoon and does terrible damage. That's kind of it.
Her summary.
I mean that's really all there is to it. Like she's just you're going to use her. Actually, you're not even going to use her for the bonus event. You know why? Because actually the bonus event is apparently cut. There is no box summon event for this this week. There was one in the JP server, but it's being cut on global, I guess. So there is no bonus for her. I guess you can use her for farming the Vision World, which we're going to get to in a minute. So bonus for that.
Yeah, I think the best thing about Fang is that she will give you box room when you shard all her copies that you've got.
That's pretty much it.
How generous.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was a decent jumper unit on JP, kind of like Freya was. But when you say, "Oh, she's a decent unit," yeah, she could be quite strong and whatnot, but at this point, power creep and the power creep of the new units like Lightning is kind of so bloated that even if a Neovision Awakening is good, there's not much incentive to use them.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much true. Yep.
And Gumi cutting the series event is a bit, well, I can see why they do it, because Vision World itself is quite energy heavy with the farming, so I can see why they'd want to stagger it a couple of weeks. But it's still like, oh great, more cut stuff that they've, that we know they're quite cut happy at this point.
Mm-hmm. It definitely seems that way. And then the last thing about the units is the vision cards. Hope's vision card is just terrible. You're not going to use it. And then Lightning's Vision card. Now, this is only available at EX3, but it's decent. It's like a small power creep over um, the old Elemental Premium cards. So the only difference is this is 650 flat stats versus 500. Other than that, it's the same copy paste format, but for Rebellion category for the tag. So it's good. It's really good for a Rebel.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this kind of vision card before with Richt, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think Richt was 650.
Yep.
Yeah, so Gumi introduced that level of power creep a little bit earlier. But, they've got, we have the Clash of Wills card, and now we've got the Rebellion card, and certain premiums going forward, they'll introduce basically this card again, but for a different category. I know that Locke brings in the Gathering, I think it's called, and Ramza is another Rebellion card, but he has, I believe his has killers on it instead of the stat percentages, like attack and magic 80%. I believe Ramza's Vision card has killers on it instead, and I know that Noctis's has the new Royal tag, not Rebellion. So it's a new level of power creep they're introducing gently. By locking it to the X3 premium units.
Yeah, it's just, slightly better than the ones we already have, but it is better. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, it's... these cards, I know they... at the high numbers and everything, they do look, it's EP, but they're not worth chasing. I think if you decide to go for Lightning and you're like, oh, should I go for the card? It's like, no, don't spend more Lapis. And unless you're like a whale or you've got plenty of resources to do it, I'd say chasing an EX3 Premium Vision card it's not worth it in the long run. There's plenty of other cards that are strong, and we've got and we on Global, we've got the Global Art cards as well, which help kind of do something the blow on Global, we've got the Global Vision cards, which do help make up the difference when you don't have the EX3 Premium cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the card here is not really that big a deal. It's good when you eventually get it, but don't really chase it.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
I was just going to say one thing that I don't like about when they release this card information is that they never put the music of they never mention the music that's actually attached to the card, which is something that will be nice.
Oh yeah, you got to see that in game, I guess. From the little vision card guide. Yeah. And then the EX stages. So these are EX stages that these are not hard locked to a series. So you can take. I'm pretty sure you can take whatever you want to these. There is a mission though to only take Rebellion or Final Fantasy 13. I forgot which one. And then again, Global might change or remove the mission. But I think on JP it was one of those. For an extra reward, like an extra STMR mogul or an extra bit of lapis, etc. On JP, I had Lightning, so these were pretty easy. Without her, they're a little bit harder. So we'll have to see. So assuming you're going for the whole mission reward.
The mission reward is closed for Lightning, isn't it?
Yeah. So these are 500 flat stats for her and some percent stats. Not quite as good as Clash of Wills gear, but this will allow you to spread that Clash of Wills gear out to the rest of the party instead. So it's decent.
Yeah. I was going to say that, kind of people who are using Lightning may never actually use this. Because, in Global, we've got the Clash of Wills gear, and you'll probably want to give her that if you're using her as a main DPS. So... Mm-hmm. But it's exactly as you said, stuff like this is very handy to have. It gives you a lot more flexibility on spreading your gear out to other units like Richt, Ibarra, so on.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then the other one is for Hope, his necklace. It's another stage. Same thing, same kind of missions. And this one is for his scarf, I believe. I believe it's an accessory, though. And again, 500 flat stats and 30% magic and MP. So if you're using Hope, it's good for him.
But no one will be using Hope.
Exactly. And then real quick, just to mention, we are getting a special login bonus. Just for logging in, you get Savior of Souls Lightning. On day 30, you're getting a guaranteed NV +1 ticket and a bunch of other goodies. So, login rewards, always nice. And then the lightning fragments.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a long-time player and you've already got her, or if you've already got her and you're new, you can just basically slap an STMR Moogle on her and shard her, and you've got the STMR, which is always handy to have. Her STMR was quite the game changer. Oh, it was back in the day.
Yep, it's pretty good. Or you could pull for Ellie Spears's better STMR very soon.
I was going to mention, it's about to get power crept next week when we get a Lesperus.
Exactly. And again, this was shown in the live stream. You're going to get the Vidar for Tulian for doing heroic quests. These are usually very, very generic quests, like run arena, run a dungeon, nothing really specific. And it gives Tulian an area effect, so yay.
Yeah. I have to ask, was this in the tower event on the JP side?
It was in the tower event in JP, and I was actually concerned that maybe they were going to cut the tower by doing this, but someone pointed out to me in the anniversary live stream, they actually did specifically confirm we are getting the sealed tower, so that is not being cut, thankfully. So that's good.
Yeah. I remember yesterday, I was talking with Traffic in the Discord, and he linked us to the anniversary website where it did confirm that we were getting the tower and with Garuda, so that's good, something that they're not cutting. Mm-hmm. But I was wondering if this was related to something else, but not tower. But if it's from the tower area, they'll probably replace this with something else there.
Oh, you mean in the actual treasure chest in the tower where this was from? Yeah, they'll probably stick like Star Quartz or something in that treasure chest.
We'll get that elusive item known as Beastmate.
Mm-hmm. And then we're also getting ability awakenings for some of the season 3 units. Mazurka, Diverti, and Milo. Again, these did have a crown stage in JP. That's apparently being removed, just like it was for Fina and Cyan. But they do say this time, instead of requiring crowns, they are being converted to awakening crystals, the things that you've got 10,000 of from doing raids. So basically the awakenings are being turned into free, effectively free. So...
When I flicked over the news earlier, I didn't see the little crisps bit. So that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really positive change. That, if they're going to... That's really... I'm actually kind of surprised that they did that. Because they've been a bit iffy about crown battles in recent weeks. They removed the Dark, Fina, and Cyan crown battles, and then they just completely overlooked Mont altogether.
Skipped entirely, including the upgrades.
Yeah, they did Mont really dirty. He's supposed to be the face of War of the Visions, and here in FFBE, he's just... They don't even acknowledge him. He's just left.
Mm-hmm. And as far as these upgrades go, Mazurkas are actually pretty decent. And she's got an intrinsic on global, so we'll have to see the way that they incorporate the intrinsic with the JP upgrades. It's very doubtful that they're going to just copy JP upgrades exactly as is and leave the intrinsic or latent... What is it called? Intrinsic. Those are intrinsics. Yeah.
Yeah, intrinsic ability.
Yeah, it's doubtful that they leave that completely unchanged, because that would be very, very powerful. So that's very unlikely. Diverti and Milos, their damage is still terrible. Not much more to say. Their damage is really bad. And then Zach, his only upgrade is the leader skill we saw from the stream. He's going to 600% to make Genesis stronger.
Yeah, I don't think they had crowned Zach at this point yet, had they?
No. Zach is just the leader skill. He's being upgraded right here. It's going to 600%.
Yeah. Yeah, I did take a quick peek at the update schedule because I thought Savior Souls Lightning was supposed to get crowns and upgrades this week, but apparently that comes with the raid instead.
Oh, okay. So hopefully that is not overlooked.
Yeah, because I had it mixed up. I thought it was Savior Souls Lightning and the 3-unit Sid Reigns that came with Vision World, but no, apparently it's the other way around. We get we get Sid and Lightning's upgrades with the raid.
Okay.
And we got Fang with the Vision World.
Very nice, very nice. And then the last little bit of news is the World of Visions, or Vision World, whatever you call it. So I guess this is what we're going to be farming instead of the other event. It's going to open fully on Saturday. On Thursday, you just get the early stages, which is not too bad. It's only a 2-day wait. And it is being changed to shareable. Everyone can get rank 1 if you do well enough. So in the previous Vision World, they did the same thing, and it was pretty challenging to get the final milestone. Were you able to get it, Lufenian? Out of curiosity?
I do not remember. All I remember is that I did not rank 1.
Okay.
But I infamously never rank 1 in these events. I just do not try hard for them.
Okay.
The only time I did rank 1 was in the Dragon Quest Vision World because I looked into some of the units through free pulls.
Nice.
So I accidentally got rank 1. So I remember farming it at the last minute, and I accidentally got rank 1. It was like, oh, great. So I'm hoping that with my polls for Lightning, I might be able to rank 1 this time. We'll see.
We'll see. So the final boss here is a machine, and I'm not going to go too much into like the AI and the team building because the past few events, Global has edited the final stages, so I would not be surprised when they do it again. So again, I'm not going to like spend a lot of time planning in advance and then have all that, have to be redone after it turns out there might or might not have been a global change to the bosses. So in JP, it was a machine. The boss is super irritating with fields and all that. So on Saturday, I will try it on global, and then I will build a team and have videos for that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much the news. So, you're going all in for Lightning, right, Lufenian?
Probably. I'm debating it. I'm definitely going to be pulling. Hopefully I get to look. Hopefully my luck goes crazy and I get about four of her from tickets. But that's just not going to happen. But yeah, I'll probably end up pulling. And no doubt, this is my favorite game, favorite character. So I'll probably end up pulling.
Nice.
The itch will come and I'll just be like, I need to pull. Let's do it.
For me, I'm thinking it's just going to be tickets in the first week. Once Clash of Wills opens, we know Clash of Wills is coming next week. Once Clash of Wills opens, I'll reevaluate if I feel like I need her or not, because her banner will still be open. I can then go and pull for it next week if I decide I need her. But if Clash of Wills and if I do fine in Clash of Wills without Lightning, then I think for me it's going to be. I'm definitely going to use tickets no matter what. Maybe like 40 to 50 is what I'm going to assume. Right now, I'll go ahead and record those as well on Thursday. It's always fun to watch a 45-minute ticket video because they're so slow.
Yeah, you can just. They're just one ticket by one ticket by one ticket. It's painful to do it that slow. I wish they would update the ticket banners to be like the EX ticket banners where you can use like 10 at a time.
That would be so nice. So nice.
That, that's the real quality of life update we're looking for, Gumi.
Yep.
That's the real thing we need. That and
But
Scarlet.
that's pretty much it for this week. So thanks again for joining me, Lufenian.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right. So I will see you guys for more on Thursday. Later.